You know what that means?
And we back.
And we live.
Switch our bars or not?
Not Shorty found the throwback shirt and put it on for the one time.
Did I? Got the shoulders popping. Found my throwback shirt. I watched that video today of our old show back 6 years ago.
6 years ago, I put a throwback video of when we were doing this 6 years ago. And girls, we look exactly the same. That black not cracking.
Not at all. Looking better than ever.
And as we've been trying to tell you all, we've been on this joint.
And that's a fucking fact. On Facebook Live, we was the first. Before there was a Red Table Talk, there was Girl Talk with the
Gotta keep fucking with us. Gotta keep fucking with us.
Yes.
Period. So, how do y'all feel about our cipher last week?
I felt like we got such good reviews. It was fun to do. I thought it was dope. How y'all feeling?
I feel like we need to go to the studio.
Yeah, we definitely need to record that in the studio and tap in every week because we got the tea. And if you got a BM, stay away from me.
Oh, bit me.
R.I.P.
It was the no brownness serves and kielbasa me. Like, okay.
Yeah. Listen, somebody said we was trash and fire at the same time, and I thought that was the funniest.
Wait, they said trash and fire at the same time? That's hilarious.
I'm like, wait, how could that possibly be? But then other people's like, yeah, no, I agree. Like it was good, but
we ain't say we was no real rappers or freestylers, so y'all relax.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was fun.
It definitely was a good time. I loved it.
Let me share this live. You made it public, Treese.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all ready to get right into these hot topics?
Hey, Shanae. Hey, everybody tuned in. Share the live.
Hey, boo. Hey.
Okay.
So how's your week been, ladies?
Go ahead.
Mine is good. I just had therapy today, which fits right in with our show. And I had a good session. Yo, I didn't cry. Like there were no tears.
Okay, so you feel some healing happening?
Healing is coming. Like I'm getting there, like way closer than I was. So I had a good.
When you're going through what you've been going through, like it's been like a journey, and so every day gets better. Some days are better than others, but to have somebody to like talk to and release, a neutral party, like that's got to be a weight off your shoulders for sure.
It does. I just wish I didn't have to pay her, but I mean, it's
I had that copay ready. But you always want to look forward to the non-crying days and the more resolution than bringing the problem. So I'm excited for you. I have been behind therapy forever and ever and ever. So we encourage that here at Glow Gang, the Girl Talk.
Yes, I had a session on Friday. It was great. It was a good way to kick off my weekend. I love my therapist, but I've been having a great week. It's been pretty busy. Just trying to stay unbothered. It's so sad, and I really hate to say this. I don't really want to say it's toxic, but I swear, like the more you like ignore guys and just give them no attention, the more that they're on you. When you try to tap in and be nice and show that you're there for them and stuff like that, men like pull back from that. So for me, it's just like I don't really care. I'm just doing me at this point.
Wow.
I'm messing with whoever messing with me.
There's something mentally wrong with that then.
It is.
So they need to tap into tonight's show too.
Right. Fellas, do y'all like to get treated like shit or what?
Like, why you get more response from a man if you treat him like shit? Like, that's just so super interesting.
They like the hard to get ones.
It's the chase.
Yes.
Okay, Hood Soul Food, CTL. Can we get a plate?
Charlotte.
Yes, her boo is everything. That's my meal prep girl. Hey, boo.
Oh, okay. Welcome.
Yes.
Well, my week it's been an interesting. I was super bratty for like half of it.
You still doing that?
But yep. But we found like a middle ground. So, I feel like I'm on the other side of it. I'm not as bratty. I'll be reading these memes that I just find so funny where people be like, "Yeah, I think y'all want her." Y'all don't even know what to feed her. Y'all don't even know what to feed her. Give me my bitch back.
Those are hilarious. Or they be like, when you get the girl that everybody always wanted, and the dude is just sitting there looking like, nah, dog.
Like I'm a lot to handle, and I definitely he realized that real quick. But we work through it. We working through it. I'm not as bratty. I feel like, and we found like a balance.
Okay, we see the growth.
Therapy
We're
helps.
We're praying for you. We're praying for you. We're praying for him, and we're going to pray for y'all together. It's gonna work.
We definitely praying for him because boy,
all right, not too much, not too much now. Don't do me. So yes, let's hop right into these hot topics.
Yes, first hot topic is Kodak Black tries to get at Glorilla. He's known for shooting his shot online.
He definitely do.
I love it. Like he has no like bounds. Like he does not care. So she was live and he hit in the comment section and was like, "Today might not be my girl, but that's why I love tomorrows." Like that was a bar right there, right?
And I love that song. So that was a good play for him. That was
yes.
All right. Good job, Kodak. That was cute. Y'all think they'd be a cute couple? Dang.
I think their kids will look funny. I'm
definitely like, oh, that's an odd looking.
Nope. Oh my God, that is terrible. It was the pause that took me out.
Yeah.
I always know when it's a pause, then the comeback is gonna be like, dang, somebody feelings gonna be hurt.
Right.
Speaking of hurt feelings, Treese, this is your girl. You are a Nicki stan, and I do not know why.
I don't get it. Mm-hmm.
The 40-year-old.
I got that undying loyalty. I'm gonna stick beside her, but let's go ahead.
The super freaky grandma, as they're calling her on Twitter, is out here beefing with Lotto. Here's my thing. It's like when we was in the club at 18, 19, 20, and the old bitches used to be in there, and we was bagging all the dudes, and they looking like, what they doing here? But it's really like, what are you doing here? All the time. So that's how I feel about Nicki not like just giving Lotto the play or letting she beef with every young artist. Like, yo, let them be great. It's their time. You're somebody's mom. You're almost 40. You can still rap, but like pass the baton to somebody else and stop hating. It's giving you're not aging gracefully because you want to beef too much.
No, let's not do that. I feel like Nicki had a point.
That's her girl now.
She had a point as far as that
Devil's advocate
of Lotto's song being pop. I feel like it is. So that's really where this started. And also Lotto, like we recording combos. Like, how would y'all feel if somebody recorded your conversation? That's whack.
Okay. With Nicki, you gotta record a combo because this bitch will cry wolf. She'll come at you all reckless and then act like, well, what are you talking about? I was being so nice. Like, get the fuck out of here. I love that she recorded me.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate because I'm not a Nicki fan. I'm not even a Lotto fan, so I'm really like in the middle. But Lotto like came out of left field with everything because really Nicki was talking about the category and just kind of making a blunt statement. And Lotto took that very personally and then jumped in. So it's almost like, yeah, I'm the OG, but you gotta respect me regardless. Like,
he added her.
No, well, that was later. Like,
no,
when she
that
first
was
came out.
No,
when she made that statement, she just made the statement about the song. She didn't say like, yo, she's whack or she shouldn't be in there. She's just like, this is the category, this is the music that should be in it, and this should not be part of it.
But why mention my song? So like, I'm trying to be happy that I got nominated for a Grammy, and you like, oh, well, if my song has got to be popped and white, bitch, just move along.
But why is her voicing her opinion got to be her being a bitter grandma?
Because why? No. She became a bitter grandma because how she talked to Lotto, how she carried on and dragged her all night. Ain't your son ready for bed? Don't you got to read him a book? Like, leave this little 22-year-old girl alone.
Now, y'all know if she getting out of line, she was getting out of line and she had to keep her in line. Like, y'all not backing down from either somebody coming at y'all. Y'all gonna get it all out. Regard, y'all gonna put it in and come back.
In my conversation, yeah, like it's lit now. Like, yeah, I'm coming for you. Like, you recording me, like shit like that pisses me off. Like, don't fucking record me. So yeah, we going in. It's lit.
She was going in the recording. That's the problem. Nikki is a bully.
She really wasn't though. She really
was. Did you listen to all of them? It was like 4 minutes. She was definitely going in. Oh. So what are you saying? Make your point. And her bitch. Who are you talking to? I'm a grown ass woman. I wish somebody would.
Bitches is her sons. You are.
I'm not. You're my mom's age. My mom's gonna beat your ass. I feel that.
No, when Lotto said she was the same age as her mom, I was crying.
You're my mom's age. I'm gonna send my mom to fight you. I don't want to talk no more. I'm too young. Like, I feel Lotto. And
Lotto's mom is like 37 or 38.
Who?
Lotto, her mom is 37 or 30. Her mom had her when she was like 15 or 16.
Oh, yeah, when she was 17.
Yeah, she should have dropped that bar. She gonna get her mom.
She had her when she was 17. So she like 38. She close to Nikki age, but yeah, my mom gonna pull up on you.
Yeah, they
straight like that. If my daughter 21 and she arguing with a 40-year-old bitch, baby, stop talking to her. Tell her to come see me. Straight like that. I'm here. You too old. Leave my baby alone.
Your baby got a lot of mouth though. Kids get it too. What is it? Fuck them kids. Kids get it too.
Do you ever see Jay-Z arguing with the young? This is my point though, okay? So Nikki want to be treated like a goat, but you arguing with the kids instead of passing the baton. Do y'all see Jay-Z beefing with any of these new artists? Nah, either he fuck with them or he don't. But he don't gotta knock them down. He is staying in his lane is whole. And if I'm a co-sign you, I'm a co-sign you, but I'm not gonna knock you down. That's the problem that I have with Nikki. You want to be goated, but you don't move like a goat.
But didn't Jay-Z mention the shit with Meek though in his song? I feel like he's voicing his opinion on whatever happened with them.
He ain't come for Meek. And anyways, Meek is established. I'm talking about these young niggas. I'm talking about him, not talking about Little Baby or nobody like that. He don't beef with people coming into the game. Period.
Well, we all know women are catty. So
no,
I don't know. But I just feel like Nikki had a point with how it started. I do feel like she had a point. That's just how I feel. As far as the pop category. With her arguing with all these young girls and shit like that, it is corny. And I really wish that she would stop and embrace the GOAT status, you know, if that's what you want to call her. But
right.
On to the next topic. We can agree to disagree on that one.
We will.
So the consensus is y'all want Nikki to shut up.
Period.
And just let people talk about her regardless. They young.
Yeah.
No, I don't feel like anybody's talking about her. Like, Nikki's the one that's starting it.
Exactly. All right. So the next topic, Shanice, I don't even know how to pronounce your neighborhood. How you say that?
Yeah, Shanice, tell us what happened.
So unfortunately, we had a mass shooting down here in Raleigh. 5 lives lost, 7 people shot in total. 2 people were shot, but they survived. And it's sad because it was a 15-year-old who just went on, and we don't know why he went on this shooting spree. He killed his brother, his neighbor, and then 3 random strangers in the neighborhood. So rest in peace to everyone who lost their lives affected by this loss. It hit really close to home. Like, it really is like one of those things where you see it on the news and it'll never happen to me until it happened to you, and it's right in your backyard. So I got to drive by like the memorials and all of that. It's like it's really terrible. So rest in peace to them. And hopefully we get some answers. They shot him. He's still in critical condition. So, but
the police?
Yeah, the police shot him. He's still in critical condition. Some of the reports is that one of the shots was in the head. So we don't know if he'll ever have answers. They're trying to talk to the family of the shooter's family, and they're, don't have much to say right now, but hopefully we can get some answers, because it's like scary with the gun laws down here too. It was so easy for him to be able to get one.
Wow. Yeah. North Carolina definitely does not have stringent gun laws. Like, you can literally fill out your paperwork online and do a background check real quick, and there you go.
Yep.
All right. I think we should just skip Yay, because it's a lot, and just move right into He's a 10 and invite our guest on stage.
Will she be joining us for He's a 10?
Yes, we need her to come up here for He's a 10.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
Hello.
How are you?
I am well. Listen, you guys have me up way past my bedtime. So I'm here. I'm excited.
Thank you for coming on.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
I said, they do podcasts at 8 something at night.
So we'll just hop right into it then. So we have a segment here where it's he or she, but because you're our guest, it'll just be He's a 10, and then you add something in that either keeps him a 10 or lowers him below. So the first one,
we give that number what we think they should be lowered to.
So the first one is He's a 10, but he thinks Ye is a genius. Are you taking away any points for that?
Oh, he's a 10, but he thinks Ye is a genius. So who is the person?
Kanye West. He thinks Kanye West is a genius.
Oh.
So is he going to stay a 10, or are you going to lower his number?
The one that thinks Kanye is a genius?
Mm-hmm.
No.
What number are you going to take him? What number are you going to take him down to?
Kanye is a genius, but he's so problematic. And if you think that he's a genius to where you can kind of sort of overlook the problematic, I'm going to have to bring you down to about a 7.
Okay. All right, Treese, what you giving him?
Kanye is my Gemini bro, so I'm going to take him down to an 8.
You keeping him up there. Okay. All right, girl. All right, Mia.
Y'all know I stand for Ye, so I'm only bringing him down to an 8 as well, because I like Kanye. I think he spit a lot of facts, and it just get lost in translation.
Okay. He does, but he's so unpredictable. Very too unpredictable for my type. So that's a 7, definitely.
Yeah, if he thinks Ye is a genius and he doesn't specify like music genius, he's going down to a 4, because Kanye just got so many problems and so many everything to where if it ain't about the music, you a 4, brother man. I can't take it. I'm sorry.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I'm hard.
Well, I don't feel too bad about giving my 7 out then.
She's heartless with it.
All right. This is my favorite. He's a 10, but he loves hookah more than you. I gotta put him down to a 2, because I love my hookah, and just somebody who loves it more than me, he just always. I can't. Here too.
I'm gonna second that too, because really, I don't even want you doing hookah like that. Like, I don't want you to do it that much that you love it, like you sucking on this. You know what? Pause. So yeah, I'm gonna put him down to a 2. Yeah.
I'm not really into the hookah like that. I just do it occasionally for fun. I didn't even do my hookah tonight. But my little boy, he loves hookah, so it's okay. It could take him down to an 8.
8?
All right. What about you?
I'm gonna go with the 2, Shanice. we vibing already. Yeah.
He's a 10, but he has an EBT card in his name. He got a hood visa.
Y'all want me to go?
He can stay at 10. He can stay at 10 because he's saving me some coins if he's sharing.
It's a no for me. No, you got an EBT card, boy. Bye. I'm knocking you down to a 3.5.
I got these 3 kids over here, so if he got an EBT card, he about to run it up, baby. He's a 20. Okay.
Shanae agree with you.
Man, he plays me all day. Let me fill my deep freezer. I'm not even about to play.
Only hood soul food. Can I pay for my meal preps with his EBT? That's the only way it's gonna work.
Oh my goodness.
What are you giving him, Lisa?
Oh, listen, I'm like, what? Now, in my younger years, you know, he probably would have gotten, if he's a good old 8, you know, a good 8, you know, we'll see how he can sustain himself after that card is maxed out, you know. But now, nah, you know.
Hood Soul Food CLT says she definitely will accept that EBT. Let me tell you, at the end of the day, I used to do people hair for EBT, so I'm not even about to play with y'all. I'm loving it if you got a card that I can swipe and run it up. Yes, baby.
All right. He's a 10, but he says, on God, after every sentence. I got to go to bed. I'm tired, on God. Like, it's been a rough day, on God. Like,
he's a 1. Like, what?
You giving him a 1? What about you?
Yes, that's so Aggie. What?
He's definitely on blocked. Okay. And I'm giving him a 1 for sure, because why do you keep saying that? Like, you're annoying.
Big time.
What about you, Lisa?
Oh gosh, he wouldn't even register on the 1. It would just like be over the first time. You know?
So you're wrong too.
Yeah.
-1.
Yeah, no need to even take the conversation any further. It's just no. Yeah.
He gonna be like, I need help, Miss Lisa, on God.
Listen, you'd be surprised. People, you know, they get into a habit of certain, saying certain phrases, and it's a habit.
Yes, I am making him aware of it. Like, love, you say that after everything. Like, can we try something else? And so in that case, if it changes, he can stay at a 10. I think I could deal with it. I think I could deal with it.
You can deal with it.
A whole lot of grace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, make like a curse jar, but it'll be an on God jar. Like, all right, every time you do, you got to put a dub in there. Like, after a while, it'll go away. I can work with that.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Forgiving.
We not mad at it
all the time. On God, all the time.
All right, the last one.
He's a 10, but he sleeps in an oversized white tee and no drawers. Commando under a white tee.
He is off the radar, blocked, clowned in the group text. I'm sending a picture. We're gonna give you a new nickname called fucking Winnie the Pooh. Like, what? Why do you have an oversized tee and no draw? Like, never. It's no, Winnie the Pooh.
Plead the fifth.
Ray says she plead the fifth. Okay, I'm with Mia. Blocked.
Oh my goodness! Because he wears a t-shirt to bed and no underwear.
There's a tee with no undies.
Yeah.
Well, no one can see them, but you. No, I mean,
it's giving nightgown. No thank you.
Yeah, but you got to think about what's under that tee, though.
Hey,
what's under the t-shirt that you can get a pass? I think I can work with that. I think I can work with that.
I'm here for you with that.
You know,
She can relate.
Because if you wearing that t-shirt well, and you know, and things is hanging, you know, we might
I just can't get like we ain't do nothing. You just come to bed, take your drawers off, and put on a white tee. I just can't get down with that.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like one of those little secrets you don't have. No one has to know. That's a bedroom. So no one has to
until you fuck with me.
Exactly. I'm definitely sitting there in the group text like, yo, y'all, this man is giving Winnie the Pooh. Like, what the fuck? I can't do it.
I'm gonna sip my drink.
Well, that was He's a 10. Thanks for playing with us in the comments, or you know, later on, y'all comment and let us know, like, are we close? Are we off the break? Or are y'all just all keeping them at a 10? Because you know it's hard to find these 10s out here. So are y'all just dealing with it or not? Let us know. Let us know. So
If everything else is in order, certain things, you know, we could let slide, basically.
He's a 10, but just that. But
Yeah.
just that.
That's a big bet, though. Like, we gotta talk about it. All right, y'all want to get straight into the show? We just invited you on stage, Lisa, and we didn't introduce you. So this is our mental health episode, and we have our licensed therapist, Lisa McCleary, on this stage.
Hello.
Go gang.
Thanks for joining us.
Can you give us a little background on your therapy?
Okay, I have been a therapist in a private practice for about 2 years now. I have been a licensed social worker for about 17 years. Okay. I originally, you know, I work with the Rochester City School Districts. I work with teens, elementary kids. I've done medical social work. And as I said, I have my own private practice now. So I deal with an assortment, you know, of things.
Okay.
Most of it, I tend to like to work out trauma.
Okay. So one of the first things just coming right into the show that we wanted to start off with is, do you think therapy is becoming the new it thing, the new fad, the new trend?
Oh, absolutely, especially in the African American community. And I'm so happy to see, you know, my people just being so open to therapy, because for a long time we were told, you don't tell anyone your business. You know, God gonna work it out. You know, keep it to yourself, or, you know, you're too weak, or, you know, you need to be strong. And so we've been told all of these things to kind of sort of just avoid and cover up that many of us have been living in pain for many, many years.
So true.
You know, and so to see people, you know, be open to it and realize that, you know, I really cannot do this alone.
Right.
You know, the old way isn't working anymore.
Right.
And we definitely encourage therapy on our podcast, because like you said, especially in the African American community, it's very what's wrong, just pray about it, or one of those mantras always seems to come up.
Yeah. So I think that things are definitely changing. And I think the younger generation, I'm seeing them really take the lead, you know, in seeking, you know, mental health, because it's just like, you know, when you want to be physically healthy, you go to the gym. You know, when you want to eat healthy, you eat healthy foods. You know, so mental health is really a daily living regimen that should be, you know, implemented in everyone's day-to-day, you know, lifestyle. You know?
Right.
So yeah.
So do you think there are a lot of men who come to you or who are looking into therapy now, or is it just like a woman's movement?
Oh no, absolutely not. I get excited when the men come, you know, because I really enjoy working with that population, because they seem to kind of like really benefit from it from an angle of like not really believing that they would be able to, kind of sort of get the help that they need, or think that, counseling is of value. So to see them value it and show up and say, you know what, look, listen, this is going on. I need some assistance, some help working through these issues. And so, yeah, I think that more and more men are definitely coming and seeking counseling.
When I was talking to my therapist on Friday, she was saying that she feels so many men like suffer in silence.
Absolutely. And it should really be encouraged. I think now when we, talk to friends, families, or whoever, I think it should really be encouraged to say, you know what, you should think about maybe getting some counseling, and just really being open with it. A lot of times people would be like, no, but after a while, you're just planting the seed.
Right.
And
eventually, to men in my life, if they're like a Sopranos fan or something, I'm always like, what? You seen Tony Soprano? He a boss. He getting money, and he was talking to a therapist. That's the whole premise of the show. So if you a boss, why you can't go talk to somebody? And once you present it to them in a way like that, it's easier for them to digest, as opposed to feeling like they have a problem.
Even therapists have therapists, some of them. It's just a matter of talking to someone that's not connected to the issue that can give you a different perspective.
Right.
And Oprah Winfrey, she always sees a therapist, and you would think, what problems do she have? She's a millionaire. But many celebrities have therapists.
Right. Because money does
all have problems.
Yeah. What would you say is trauma bonding?
Trauma bonding is a term that was created by Patrick Carnes. And it takes the place of the Stockholm syndrome, because you guys have heard that term before, right?
Yeah.
And so trauma bonding is mostly about, misplaced feelings, misplaced, sexual excitement, misplaced fear. It's about a strong attachment, an entanglement with someone in order to manipulate them and keep them entangled with you.
Damn. That was it. We gotta drop a pin in that part.
Absolutely.
That sounds really deep.
Yeah. And so when you hear Jada Pinkett, when she talked about the entanglement that she had with what's his name, the young man? That was trauma bonding. And you have the abuser and you have the victim. And in her situation, she was the abuser. Because she had more of the power, she had more stability. And she was an attached woman that was married. And so using that excitement of us being together, but really not ever being able to be together, kind of fed the addiction. And kind of, just feeding into his emotional need, to feel attached to someone. And on top of that, he has mental health issues.
Right.
He's always had that. And people who have mental health issues from moderate to severe tend to attract those type of relationships.
Is that avoidable in relationships, trauma bonding?
It's avoidable when you know yourself, when you are aware of the things that you still need to work on, when you are aware of your strengths and your weaknesses, when you know your needs, when am I a codependent person? Because many codependent people get caught up in a lot of trauma bonding relationships.
And that's why it's so.
Go ahead, well, that's what I was going to ask. Like, are all trauma bonds negative? Because I know it's kind of like you find common things with somebody else, and it may be trauma, and that's where you start your relationship. But that doesn't mean like you necessarily stay, or it's a negative thing. It's like, oh yeah, I can relate. So, for instance, if I go befriend a woman who's also going through a divorce, and we're bonding over the fact that we both know what this experience is, it's still rooted in a trauma. But is that necessarily negative?
It becomes a negative when it no longer feels stable, when you are going from very highs and lows. Because what trauma bonding, actually is, is when people get into this, it releases a biochemical, through sex. through, emotions, the natural things that people go through when in a relationship. However, it has more of a manipulative agenda to it, and so even though we have bonded together through this trauma, one or the other person is going to use it to their advantage to keep you planted in that relationship. So when it no longer feels free, when it no longer feels good, when it no longer feels like that person has your best interest at hand, but then you have to also understand a lot of manipulation comes in with that. Emotional abuse. Trauma bonding is, they have to be able to get your defenses down. They aim to gain your trust. So therefore, I can kind of sort of get you dependent on me. And there's actually 7 stages to trauma bonding. So I'm going to go through some of those stages with you guys. And I don't think a lot of people, even realize, the stages. So the first stage is love bombing. You meet someone, oh, I love you. I've been thinking about you all day. We do it a lot. And to be honest, many of us have been in a trauma bonding relationship.
And so would you say they do that like really early on, even though they don't even like
very early on, because that's the stage of infatuation.
Right.
And so I'm constantly thinking about you. I'm going to get it to where you're constantly thinking about me. And sometimes it's not always intentional that people enter these relationships to actually create a trauma bond. Many times people have really good intentions, but unfortunately, when we have some emotional flaws, we can find ourselves, expressing our shadow side. Once you start expressing that shadow side, due to your own emotional trauma, then that's when you kind of start going down the rabbit hole. So the second one is they get you hooked and gain your trust. So it's the love bombing, and then they get you hooked. And people usually get each other hooked through sex. Let's be honest. If it's good, if it makes you just feel like, hey, this is the one. Women usually bond through sex.
Yeah, it makes you ignore all the red flags.
Right. It makes you forget that love bombing. It feels so real because I just had a dick back. My bad.
And if you meet a person at a vulnerable moment, it makes you more susceptible.
Right. Absolutely.
Because they're there to kind of sort of, you start feeling like, oh, I feel so much better when I'm with them, because they offer a certain type of relief for you, to avoid and think about what you're actually going through. And that's why they say people who are experiencing grief or the loss of a parent or a child or a loved one really should not make decisions, for the first 6 months of that grief.
That's what happened in my last relationship. He had literally, his brother had just got murdered, and he just became so like attached to me. But it wasn't authentic, and it took a while to figure it out.
Absolutely. So those are things that we have to be aware of. Am I in a vulnerable place? I just met this person. They seem wonderful, but am I going through something? So you have to really be checked in with you. So the third one is they start to shift the criticism, where everything is on you, or they criticize, oh, you would look better, if you did this, or the food tastes good, but you need to just add a little bit more seasoning. So they'll start looking for things that they feel you take pride in, and they will start to chip it away. Chip it away. And it could be real subtle. It's something that really happens over time, where everything is always your fault. If they don't show up on time, or if they curse you out that day, or if they physically abuse you, for some reason, it ended up being your fault. If only you wouldn't have said this. If only you would have done that. So that's the criticism, and that's the start of the devaluing who you are.
Almost like a "you made me do it" type of. They having those type of statements.
Absolutely. And number 4 is gaslighting. You know, and a lot of a lot of people get stuck in the gaslighting because now you got folks up thinking, you know, is it me? Did it really, you know, happen that way like they said or whatever? Not, you know, getting you to second guess your own reality. And then number 5 is submission. You know, this when you give in, you know, when you're willing to compromise everything about you, everything that's going on in your life to accommodate them. So now you've kind of sort of just released all control. Okay. And then number 6 is loss of self. You know, so once you start releasing all of that control and everything becomes about them, now you have lost connection with who you are. You know, you don't even know how the relationship started, why you're still there. You know, what is it about that person that you love or like? Well, at this point, it would be love. But for some reason, you have convinced yourself that this is who you're meant to be with because nobody else in the world would understand you. Or people will say, "Oh, I forgot who you are." Yeah. Or I don't want to go and do this all over again. I don't want to have to go look for somebody. We'll find, you know, reasons as to why we need to stay. You know, and then that's, you know, long years of abusive relationships. And it can be. Go ahead.
But that's what I was going to say. That's why it's important. Even before when you were explaining trauma bonding and how we can avoid it, you have to know yourself before you're hopping into these relationships. Because a lot of times, I know in my previous marriage, when I look back on the 12 years that we were together, towards the end of that, it was me mirroring more of his personality to make the relationship kind of work and avoid the arguments or avoid a lot of things that we kept going to. It just became one of those, well, if I don't do X, then Y won't happen. So then when you look up, you like, but who am I? Type of
thing. You're not even yourself anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, because you know they suck all of your energy. Your whole identity is now kind of sort of, you know, built around this one single person. And let's not get it twisted. Even women who are successful, who have high self-esteem, can get involved in a trauma bonding relationship because now they see you as even a bigger target, a bigger prey. Because if I can, you know, chip away at your self-esteem and bring all of, you know, of how you feel about yourself down, then my power goes up because it's really about power and control. You know, so anyone can be susceptible to trauma bonding if you are not doing the inner work in the inner healing. You know, anyone can be.
Yes, very powerful information.
So I guess our next question is, if you find yourself in a trauma bonded relationship, how do you establish boundaries to kind of get out of that?
Well, it's a process because most people who get into those relationships, they will find themselves trying to leave many, many times. And statistics show that women will try to leave at least 7. We're not going to say just women, because men can also be victims of trauma bonding as well. You know, and a lot of times, many of them have experienced that, but they don't have, you know,
the wherewithal to know.
Exactly. The resources are not as available. Men don't really talk about that. They don't really have that connection to their feelings to express the words and so on and so forth. And so they will try to handle it either through alcohol, gambling, more sex, avoidant behaviors. But to avoid it, like I said, you have to really be aware of yourself. And once you find yourself in that situation, seek help, a mental health professional. And if you cannot seek a mental health professional, at least build up a very good resource of friends and family around you. You know, not the ones that will pacify and go along. You really want to connect with people that's going to give you that tough love, because you want people to keep you grounded in reality.
Right.
Because many times we'll rationalize and romanticize why we should go back. But if you have that one person that says this is not the reality, you should not be going back there. This is what happened. And those people help keep you grounded in what's really going on.
Okay. Whenever I find myself in these types of situations, I'm not sure if this is healthy or not, but I just always run away. I move, I leave, I move out of state or move to another address. And so it's like, I'm about to buy a house, so I can't keep doing that anymore.
Absolutely. And many people have, and many people do, because when you don't know and when you're not aware of it, you really don't know how to help yourself. And so the thing is, I'm going to turn my phone off. I'm going to change it. I'm going to block them. I'm going to do all of this. But am I doing the internal work? Am I really getting to the root as to what the problem is? How did I end up in this relationship? Because many times we would like to blame the mate. We'll blame the man, they're no good, or the woman. And relationships are really a reflection of you and what's going on with you. It's never about the other person. Mm-hmm. The other person just shows you the things in you that are not healed.
Mm-hmm. That's a pin right there.
That is a bar, okay? Yes, it's so funny. I started dating this guy and I didn't realize like how much I used to want to be right and how unattractive that trait was until I got with a man who always wanted to be right. At the RG Davis, I'm like, oh, this shit is annoying. Oh, let me stop doing that. But it was just, I knew that was something I did, but I didn't know what it looked like. Mm-hmm. And so once I seen it, it was a wake-up call. So I definitely believe like you'll see things in you and other people, and it's the stuff you be disgusted in other people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so when you do the work, you have to really like be honest with yourself. And it's really gut-wrenching work because it exposes all the things in you that you might feel are ugly, the things you are ashamed of, the things that you went through. Because if you don't, more than likely, you're going to find yourself in another situation, a different person, but the same situation.
Right.
Because that energy is now in you, in your vibration, and they can target it. People don't realize we are energy. Energy doesn't die. And so people can kind of sort of pinpoint on who would be open, for some of their foolishness and who wouldn't. It's just that something. You ever met somebody, it was just something about them that you liked or something about them that you didn't. It's the same thing, with trauma bonding when people are, out there, a predator looking for that right mate that they can control.
So to switch gears a little bit, from the trauma bonding is one of the things that we talked about previously in one of our other mental health episodes was just the fact of how you talk to yourself. I mentioned, sometimes when I was going through class and I thought I failed and all of that, and I was so hard, we can be so hard on ourselves and how we talk to ourselves. So just what are some tips that you can give out and just keeping your mental health in check and being kind to yourself?
Definitely, cognitive behavior therapy, being aware of what you are thinking cognitively. And if you say something negative about yourself, challenge that thought, challenge those words, because many times we have false perceptions of who we are, and try to be around people that can be honest with you, but at the same time, nurturing. Make sure that you are having relationships that are low maintenance. You do not want to have high maintenance relationships and those are friendships as well. Do the people around you require a whole lot from you? And if you can say, yeah, I have more people requiring too much from me, then you are at risk for, some mental health issues or emotional draining, depletion. And so you have to really, it's a lifestyle. Definitely being in nature is very, very helpful because it helps to keep you grounded. Walking barefoot in the grass, sitting under a tree, sun gazing. Those are the type of things that keep you connected with yourself, keep you connected with your inner spirit, and it just keeps you grounded in your body. Baths, salt baths. I don't know if you guys are into the chakras and how the chakras can get clogged and polluted, over time, because we're always going through something and interacting with people. And so you have to cleanse that energy out of your body, so being aware of that, eating lots of vegetables, things that are alive, foods that have a lot of life in them. Meat is good, but it really doesn't have much substance to it. So you want to be making sure you're eating lots of fruits and vegetables, drinking a lot of water, because a lot of times we live busy lives. And so we are dehydrated and we don't even realize it, so just making sure you're drinking at least, 5 glasses of water, a day, listening to good vibrational music. A lot of the music that we have out now is it's low vibration. If you were to compare the music we have now to the music of yesterday, there's even certain instruments that are not even utilized in the music today.
Wow.
They've taken a lot of that out. And so a lot of what we listen to is low vibrational. So jazz is very good. Listening to soothing, music, going to sleep with a mindful tape playing, or water playing, just those types of things.
And ladies drinking that water, well, y'all want that waterfall. Drink soda down, put the soda down, and get some of your glasses of water. I'm so sick of women saying they're not drinking water. They got that WAP. Girl, some more glasses of water.
You definitely need water to get that WAP.
Absolutely. Water is good. Water with lemon, it helps to alkaline, balance it out. So definitely, if you can tolerate the lemon, it's really good because it also keeps your vitamin C up. So there's a lot of resources out there nowadays for people to, practice and maintain good mental health.
I feel like affirmations are definitely good too. And it's so funny when you say music because, when you going through a heartbreak, we often will listen to some Keisha Cole or some stuff talking about the heartbreak, but it kind of keep you stuck.
It keeps you stuck.
Yeah.
It reinforces the loneliness. It reinforces the breakup. It reinforces the heartache.
Right. So y'all got to put on that Glorilla, okay? If you trying to leave that dude alone, it's fuck nigga free.
I need like at least 24 hours though. Let me sit in it for like a little bit. I got to sit in it for 24 hours.
You got to feel it. You got to feel it, but just don't like harp on it.
Then I'll get in my F and F.
So the next thing I wanted to ask you about is, effectively communicating your needs and being able to set boundaries so that you don't find yourself in these situations.
So I definitely, like to do a needs assessment, and it's a questionnaire. A lot of these things, people can even find online. You don't have to go to a therapist, to get these materials. All you have to do is, a needs assessment. Look it up, and many things will pop up. So a needs assessment, it's a bunch of questions about, are you the type of person, do you need to be heard? On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it for you to be heard? Things like that, and so if it's a 5, then that's something that's non-compromisable. So when you're in a relationship, okay, one of my needs is I need to be heard. So I need to find a mate that's open, to hearing what I feel and what I think. And so you want to make sure that you're compatible with somebody that can support your needs. A lot of times we go by our wants. I want him because he's a 10, because he's fine, because he has money, because all of these things are desires and wants. But once you get them, you realize, but this ain't what I need.
Right.
Yeah. So your needs are non-compromisable. Your wants, you can negotiate all day.
So what's a good way to present that though? Like, because men hate to get the text or the call, oh, I want to talk, babe. Or so like, what's a good way to present that without them feeling attacked or not coming home or, avoiding it?
Well, this is really something that everyone, man and woman, should do initially when they first start dating. Really get to know, what does that person value? What are their morals? What do they think about certain world issues? Because once you get into the psyche of how a person works, then you know what you're getting. You know, what are some of the things, that you experienced as a child that you're still working through? And a lot of times we don't want to have those conversations because we think, oh, I'm gonna mess it up.
Too early on, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can't mess up anything that's not for you.
Amen.
You really can't. And so it's like you would much rather know now than to know later that this person, even though, we have really good sexual chemistry, he just wasn't what I needed. I needed someone who was more nurturing. I needed someone who was more comforting. I needed a protector, not only of my physical, but of my emotional well-being as well. So if you don't know what you need, you really don't know what you're looking for, and you're liable to end up with anything.
There's so many gems getting dropped tonight.
That is definitely like one that everyone should definitely try and get that done, a needs assessment, because I feel like a lot of times we move on strictly want and don't really know what we need until it's too late.
Absolutely. Or we end up knowing what we need as we get older, in life, because wisdom comes. But you want to be able to apply that, at some of the most, vital times, in your life, while you're still dating and looking and vibrant and clubbing, how you young folks do. You want to be able to have those tools with you at that time, and say, because it's not something that we're taught. Right. Nobody really shares it with us because a lot of people didn't know themselves. But once you go on that journey of self-love and understand, okay, how did I get here? How did I get to the point where I feel valuable? I feel secure. I feel, attractive without anyone telling me that.
Just on your own.
Just on your own. And so once you get there, how do I stay here? And how you stay there is putting those boundaries and say, you know what? You're a nice person, but these are one of my needs, and it's non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable.
Standing on it, like not just saying it. Yeah.
And standing on it, because whenever you go against your intuition, there's always a price to pay.
I think the biggest thing that a lot of people lack, even in our previous show, like, are you who you post to be? Like, what you post about, are you really that person? But even more importantly, your self-confidence is your confidence for yourself, and no one should be able to waver or change that. So a lot of times, a lot of people have false self-confidence where they pretend to have all this self-confidence, and then someone can come in and sway you and change you, and now you're negotiating on everything because you really don't have no standards.
And you need to have all of that together before you start trying to find a partner or dating and getting into these relationships. Make sure that you're strong within yourself first.
And even if you're in there,
but you're always going to be tested. None of us are bulletproof in relationships. Let me first say that. You can still have a good sense of self, but the good Lord loves to test you, because as long as you're on this earth, you are always going to have a test to have a testimony. But when you see those red flags, you have to be willing to walk away.
Right.
You have to be willing to say, you know what, I don't think I want to go down that road. And that's why, it's really about taking our time a little bit more to get to know a person without throwing sex in the equation so fast, because that clouds your judgment.
It does.
And these are all things that we're saying is ideal if you take all of these steps and make all of these moves before the relationship. But there's also things that you can do if you're currently in a relationship, or just stop and reevaluate so that you know this. Because my previous marriage, I was with them for 12 years, and most people be like, well, I done put a 12-year bid in. I'm just going to stay. It's never too late to start or restart.
Never, because we're always learning more and more about ourselves. And we have to be gentle with ourselves. That's another thing. A lot of times you have to know and understand, I'm human. I'm having, I'm having a human moment. I'm a human being having a human moment. And so I'm not going to always get it right.
Right.
Give yourself grace. Yeah. And so you have to definitely be nurturing to yourself, and say, you know what? Shanice, it's okay that, we may have been in this relationship a little bit too long, but that's okay, because the next relationship is going to be even better, because these are the things I'm learning. This is what I walked away from now to where I can put into my bag of skills and wisdom and knowledge.
Yes.
So nobody has all the answers, and everyone has been in a trauma bonding or a unhealthy toxic relationship. I think a lot of times people feel like I was the only one. No, you wasn't the only one. Other people just not going to admit to you that they were there.
So our last topic is talking about how do we handle, or some tips on how we handle stress or triggers from trauma bonds or things that, really get to us. Like, what are some tips you can give us and the listeners on how to deal with those things?
Triggers. When again, be aware of your body. When you're triggered, what happens to your body? Where do you first feel it? Do you feel it in your stomach? Do you feel it in your chest? What parts of your bodies do you feel that sensation? So being in connection and knowing, okay, I'm triggered right now. So let me remove myself and go have some type of, do some breathing techniques. Let me go, count to 20. Let me go and do some visualization. Let me go and listen to some soft music for 5 or 10 minutes. Because now you have to retrain your body, because trauma lives in your nervous system. That's where the triggers come from. It's like your nervous system now, because you've been through so much fight or flight, your nervous system is like, okay, this looks familiar for me. Do I fight or do I flight? And so what you have to do is say, no, we're not in danger anymore. I am okay. I am protected. I am loved. I am safe. So it's almost like you have to heal your body back into, good neurological health through self-soothing. And giving yourself, I feel it, but I'm okay.
Right.
I got this. And that's where a lot of anxiety comes from. Where people just really have not been able to connect with that trauma in their body and flush it out. And it takes some doing. Definitely takes, like I said, some therapy, some techniques, because it's not a permanent
practice. You have to practice it. And you would definitely suggest taking a second. Like one of the things I didn't even realize that I was doing it, but like I was saying in this previous week, I've kind of been a little of a menace in my relationship. And I just took a second, like, all right, well, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing it? What's really the problem? And taking a breath and stepping back in it.
And journaling, writing down those moments.
That's
good. What triggered me at that moment? This is what triggered me. Where did I feel it? I felt it, in this part of my body. How long did it last? It lasted 10 minutes. So just being aware of those triggers. And like I said, being very cognizant in staying away from situations where you might get triggered. You want to stay out the lion's den. If you know that, a family member or an ex, has certain behaviors that trigger you, then I need to stay away.
Stay away from it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, because it's self-preservation.
Right.
Nice. Well, we have Candace who said, I feel like I'm in church because you talking to me.
Pass the collection plate. Put your cash app up there, Lisa. No, I'm just
I'm glad that, you know, something is resonating, you know, definitely. I mean, because
Can you give people some resources or where to go or where to look that want to get therapy, that want to take that step to start their healing journey and may not know where to go?
Okay. All right. I know Psychology Today. You can go there. They have many therapists. Therapy for Black girls.
mm-hmm.
You know, so that's another resource. Open Path. Now, Open Path is like one of the therapy sites best kept secret, because you can go through there, you can go through that site and you can get, you know, therapy, you know, at a, you know, a scaling fee.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I started, through Open Path. So yeah,
Open
I've
Path.
heard of that. Okay.
So where it might cost, you know, someone else, you know, 100 on up for therapy, it will cost you 50.
Okay.
You know, so Open Path, Psychology Today, Therapy for Black girls. Those are the three that I would definitely recommend.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
Yes, that was great.
Thank
So-
you. Every minute of it.
We had some righteousness with you. You know, you dropped a lot of gems. I hope people are walking away with a lot to think about and starting to do the work so that they can, you know, heal some of these traumas. But we gotta get a little ratchet because this is girl talk and this is what we do.
Listen, nothing that, you know, and I mean, and it's the time, you know, to express, because that's part of therapy too, being ratchet, you know. You know, I mean, because we're never going to be prim and proper and say we want to say, you know, what needs to be politically correct all day.
Right. Right.
We have different sides to us that needs to be expressed. Even therapists, okay, we have our moments, we have our ratchetness, you know.
That's right.
So, but thank you guys for having me, you know, and I can definitely, you know, give you some resources, Mia, to where you can, you know, definitely share with your audience next week. You know, just let me know what resources that they're looking for, whether it's, you know, certain, you know, activities that they can do on their own, and I can collect that for you and give it to you guys. Okay.
Thank you. We appreciate that. So now we're gonna do the hot seat.
Hot seat, hot seat.
No, we gotta put you in a hot seat, baby.
I'm ready for the hot seat. We didn't make it too hot this week, you know.
We kept it mild, a little mild. Tracy, you want first?
Okay, so let me get the little list. So, ladies, we have 5 qualities, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can only pick 3 for your dream guy. Which 3 are you going with?
All right, what's the 5?
Rich, fine as hell, great sense of humor, great sex, and a family man.
We going round robin?
Yeah, we'll go round robin. Go ahead, Mia.
Okay. I want him to rich.
Fine.
Rich, fine, sense of humor, great sex, and family man.
I want great sex. I need great sense of humor, and I'm gonna need you to be rich. You ain't even gotta be a family man because we could pay the family. I don't need that, baby.
You big on holidays though. How you don't want him to be a family man?
He gonna be home on the holidays, but do he need to be here every day? Do he gotta throw the football with my son and shit? No, you could pay somebody for that. I like a boss too, so you could pay somebody to throw the football with him. It's okay. I'm good.
All right, so he ain't got to be funny because I'm funny as hell. So I'll take that off for the both of us. I am going with, and fine is subjective, so I'm not even going with fine. So my 3 is going to be rich, family man, and great sex.
Okay.
What about you, Lisa?
I said sense of humor, family man, and rich.
Everybody want a rich man.
Nobody want to find one.
Party over at his grave. What?
So you want to find when you listen? Fine men come with way too many options, and ain't nobody got time.
That part. I like a medium ugly. I like a medium ugly. So I'm definitely going with rich, okay. Great sex, and sense of humor.
Yeah,
that's my best friend.
Yeah, I don't think y'all can get over the sense of humor. Like,
no, I want you to make me laugh. Like,
I have cut off plenty of dudes that had sucky personalities. I can't do that.
Yeah, but if the sex is too good, then you're setting yourself up for addiction.
Literally. Getting stigmatized.
Yeah.
Why is always attached to a toxic guy? It just seems like always the toxic men have the best sex. Why is that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So no, I don't want your great, awesome sex. It can be okay.
Give her that mid-grade. She don't need a grade. Give her that mid.
I said, why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, I don't have great, awesome sex, and so I know what it's like, and so no.
We like the sex that you be like, oh my gosh, why you fucking me? Like we like that over there, girl talk.
Yeah,
we do.
This, I know.
The big facts be pretty amazing. Mia, what's your hot seat?
My hot seat question is: what's the craziest thing your ex has done to you, like after a breakup or during a breakup, whatever, like that?
We going round robin. So am I starting?
Yes, you can start. Oh,
all right. So I would say the craziest one for me is a car chase through downtown Rochester. That was like ridiculous. And I had to like dip off into a parking garage. Like I really was like all through downtown and then finally like skirt into a parking garage and lost them. Like it was just a hot ass mess. That was the worst. Or maybe the bushes like behind the. No,
I was about to say, was this the time after he showed up to the club and then,
or was in the trunk? Was he in the back seat of the trunk?
I know. I have too many. But I'm gonna go with car chase because that was like when I think back on it, like how I was driving. Like when you in it, you don't think about it, but like when I think back, like how I was driving, how he was driving, that was so fucking dangerous.
That's dangerous.
It was dangerous. Running red lights, like it was dangerous. So
yeah.
What about you, Lisa?
I would have to say, climbing through my window like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that's scary.
Trying to get in through my window.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I had no, because I had just moved into a whole new different place. So I actually thought somebody was trying to break in.
Oh wow.
So he found out where you lived.
Well, no, he knew where I lived. I just was not answering the phone. I was asleep. And so, trying to climb through the window thinking you're going to catch something.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Tender. So, he was a big tender.
Yeah, that was definitely a trauma bonding relationship. Okay.
What about you, Treese?
I'm going to say, so a couple of different things. One was like, coming to my mom's house and my sister's house, banging on their doors at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, begging them to wake me up or to call me. And then this was really petty. Like, we broke up and you stole my Fire Stick remotes and my piggy bank. Why would you do that?
Not the piggy bank. It's not the piggy bank.
That was smart as hell, though, taking the remotes because you can't use a Fire Stick without it.
Get the app. See, now you know. Get the Fire Stick app.
Right.
Yeah. All right, Mia. You up.
So mine was very similar. When my ex moved out, he took like one of mad of my shoes. So he left me matchless. Like, I didn't first I'm about to put that shit on, and I got one shoe. And it was like so funny. Shoes though.
That is hilarious.
He took one shoe.
That would have me so heated.
Like take the whole shit. But nah, he wanted me to see. Like, bitch, I left you. Yeah, you where you going? Oh, you about to step out with somebody? You not with those shoes. You only got one. So yeah, and it was like 10 different pairs. I was,
Dang.
and then I'm asking him, and he said he denying it, but like, bro, nobody. Yeah,
That's funny though.
it's really not funny. I was
It's funny though, because I can just see you dressed to impress and ready to go, and nope, change out.
Is so passive aggressive.
Where's my shoe? And then you go for another. Where's this
Where's
one?
that one?
It was your
He knew,
favorite
by the
shoes,
way.
huh? It was your favorite shoes, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, but he knew, like, oh, when she put that shit on, she might put these on. Yeah. Yeah. And he's a Leo. They're very passive aggressive. So yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Not funny, but funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ladies, my hot seat question. Dig deep and think about it, all right? First date, but the vibe is vibing. You're throbbing. You're thinking like, all right, yes, I like him. Tonight might be the night for whatever. But then you remember you did have to pick him up for the first date because he had quote unquote car problems. What y'all doing? Y'all going through with it, or y'all just dropping bro off and putting on the block list? He said he had car trouble. He'll have his car back. He just ran into trouble that night. Lisa, what are you doing?
That's a no for me. That's a no. That's an absolute, yeah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm with you, Lisa. It's definitely a no for me. Get with me after you get your V out the shop so I can see if you're lying or not.
Exactly. Yeah. It's definitely a no for me. My vagina is in the shop too, so I'm gonna let you know. But right now it's in the shop, aka it's dry. It dried up when I had it. So nope.
Yeah.
The vibe is vibing though. Like everything is all good.
Can you fill up my tank?
No, you don't have to. Cancel.
Are you willing to make him into a one night stand? Because that's very a high possibility that you're never gonna mess with him again. Because he's probably lying.
Unless he got the bomb sex, then Teresa, you hooked. You want to see him again in his car in the shop again.
I am giving him the benefit of the doubt. The car just life happens. Life happens.
A lot of grace she needs. I don't know.
Listen, he needs to show that he has
assessment says that.
Thank you, kid. That's a non-negotiable. That's a non-negotiable. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a big boy no.
All right.
All right. Well, Lisa, before we let you go, do you have a Black business that you would like to shout out? Because we do shout out Black businesses every week, even though I said that we were stopping that last week, but you a guest, so you can do it.
Okay. I am definitely going to have to shout out my daughter's business, Cake Couture.
Okay.
And her name is Desiree McFadden, and she's on Facebook. Now, what does she do? Let me tell you what she do. I guess, and it's so, I don't laugh at me, okay, because it is a word for it. I just don't know what it is. Where you get like certain things done to your body.
Body contouring?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what she does.
Okay.
Yep, that's what she does. And she sells lingerie.
Okay.
And she does waxing. So yes.
Okay. What's her name again?
Desiree McFadden. You can find her on Facebook.
You said it was K Couture?
Cake Couture.
Okay. Check her out. I might have to order me some lingerie for myself.
So definitely. Yeah. You want to, sucking them sides and lift, all of that stuff. Okay.
Some ladies, summer bodies are made in the fall and the winter. So check her out.
Yes. I'm on a 7-day workout challenge. I'm on day 5 and 7. I worked out. So make sure to cheer me on in the group chat, ladies. That I make sure I work out for these last 2 days so I make it to my 7 days in a row.
You got this. And we got you.
Good.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Lisa. It's been a pleasure.
All right, guys. It was a pleasure. You ladies have a very good night. And remember, negotiable, non-negotiable.
Stick to it. Stand on it.
Right. Stand on them non-negotiables, baby. Don't bend.
Thank you.
Be miserable later. Thank you.
Ooh, some gems.
This was a hell of a episode.
This was my favorite show so far.
I feel like we just got free therapy. We got to put her Cash App on the episode when we upload it because, yeah, she just dropped a lot of gems and it was definitely dope. And the fact that she's a Black woman and a therapist, you know, we out here doing stuff for real.
Yes, it was amazing.
We're not doing a Black business. What's heavy on y'all playlist before we head up out of here?
I'm gonna be a little righteous and ratchet. Well, actually, they both ratchet. But one's some new shit, one's some old shit. So definitely that Glorilla and Cardi definitely lit on the playlist, on the gym playlist heavy. And then that Bleak, especially Is That Your Chick? Like that song is just so funny to me. But yeah, y'all think y'all got these low-key chicks and y'all don't. They thoughts too.
Is that your chick? Hey.
Not they thoughts too.
112 hotel balcony. How's you say, Jay? You can call the house with me.
It's no respect at all.
So that's my heavy on my playlist. What y'all got?
I'm back on my Beyonce renaissance. Y'all know I was rocking out with that shit when it first came out for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then new music came, and then I was starting to listen to that. But B was calling me back, and it's just a vibe. It's high vibrational music. Like Cuff It just make you feel, you just be like hype, like, you know, start your day off. I just
added Cuff It to my gym playlist this week.
Yeah, it's just such a lit little vibe. So yeah, that's what I'm on. Shanice.
I just can't.
She is not Team B. Like, I don't even know.
Not with this album. I just can't. Not with this one. Heavy on my playlist is Sam Smith. Like, I know the.
Is that the white guy?
The white guy, yes.
Okay.
Yes. His voice and his music it's been good for my spirit. It's been calming me down a little bit. So check him out. The old stuff though. Like I've really been on like old music because one of the things that Lisa was saying about the difference in the music now and even 5 years ago, it really is like. Not Candace says she's in love.
It is.
Hold on, wait. Real bad.
We're here for Black Love at the Go Gang.
Real bad.
We love you, Ike, and we love you too.
Bad.
We love that.
Guys, are we gonna add? I mean, the holidays is coming up. Should we add for November a Love Connection show? I was saying we need to do another Love Connection show like that.
Yes, we need to do a Love Connection show. We won't send them to Applebee's. Like we won't.
Can I be the date? Can I be in the Love Connection?
Yes. To take Miss Mia, the diva, on a date. Let us know.
You gotta be at least 5'8", or come with some Timbs on, okay? Like, damn.
All right, y'all. We setting it up. We got our Love Connection. We gonna be Love Connected Mia.
And I'm not paying for y'all to go to Tornado. So where y'all going?
Well, then we can't go to Applebee's. We already said. Oh, I got some. It's like middle class. It's cheap, but it's not. But it is. We can go to Longhorn.
True.
We can do that. We can do that.
Lit.
All
that
right.
Parmesan crust chicken is lit. So I'm with you on that.
All right, we're gonna set that up. Y'all. Let's drop our socials. Y'all can catch me on Facebook, ShaniceL.W. You can also catch the Glow Gang TikTok at Girl Talk with Glow Gang Podcast. And I am also on Snapchat. One day I will explain the name, but Shake It Fast 007. Watch yourself.
Wow. I am Latrice Slade on Facebook. If you're here, if you're not, if you're catching us on YouTube or on Apple, you can add me, Latrice Slade, on Facebook. We go live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. I'm also on Instagram, Glow Gang OG, and you can follow me on Snapchat, Trio585.
Oh, I am the #1 Mia on Instagram and Mia the Stallion on Twitter. Make sure you follow our IG page, Girl Talk with the Glow Gang Podcast, or something like that. Just type it in, you'll find it. Thank y'all for rocking with us every week like y'all do. We taking this shit to the top, and don't y'all want to go with us?
Let's go. We love y'all
for watching us every week. It's up and we stuck.
See you next time.
Mic check 1, mic check 2. Is this mic on? Yeah, it's the one and only, your girl's favorite, DJ name. Well, Latrice, Mia, and Shanice. You know what that means? Ooh-wee.